In following the current of modernity, an Islamic pawnbroker who makes sequel loan is called Ar-Rahnu. This is established to be the scenario because Ar-Rahnu use product as protection. Apart from that, the period of time used to sequel it was possibly short. The group of Ar-Rahnu in Malaysia additionally provides a number of alternative pawn service. Borrowers' loans are among them. It established Sharia rules must be followed while applying this mortgage tax. Here, there are 4 Islamic concepts based on Ar-Rahnu. Its base consists of first, Qardul Hasan, second, Al-Wadiyah Ya Amanah, third, Al-Wadiyah Ya Domana, and the last is Al-Ujrah. Islamic pawnbroking dispute requires an elaborate regulatory structure in the form of regulation. The action is required to ensure stability, consistency, extremely effective system administration, and then most importantly public trust in the pawn shop industry.
The first issue is the lack of a competent legal structure and authority for managing Ar-Rahnu. In a recent interview with Muassasah Gadaian Islam Terengganu, which is MGIT, it was revealed that they have encountered several instances of gold fraud within their organization. This issue has led to financial setbacks for MGIT as counterfeit gold holds no value and cannot be sold at auction. In Malaysia, conventional pawn shops are protected by the Pawn Shop Act of 1972 with ensures legal safeguards and regulations. However, the Ar-Rahnu scheme lacks coverage under any specific law or act to protect its transaction. This is due to potential conflicts between the principles of Islamic law followed by Ar-Rahnu scheme and certain provisions within the Pawn Shop Act. To address this issue, the Cooperative Commission of Malaysia SKM and MGIT have implemented administrative guidelines to proactively manage Ar-Rahnu operations. However, there is uncertainty about the effectiveness of these guidelines in protecting the interests of all parties involved in case of disputes of disagreements.
The next issue is element of profit in the safekeeping fee on collateral asset. In Ar-Rahnu transaction, the safeguarding fee is a charge or called Al-Ujrah. It is imposed by the Ar-Rahnu agent. It is intended to reimburse the Ar-Rahnu agent for the risk and duty involved in holding the property in trust. But in Malaysia, it is become issue because the safekeeping price frequently exceeds the real cost of providing this service. For the buyer perspective, may be unfairly burdened and wind up paying substantial more for the property than they would have in a conventional sale and does not adequately reflect the full cost of providing this service. It is clear, according to Sharia, that amount that exceeds the value of the loan will lead to usury. There have a few things that could be the cause of the safeguarding fee in Ar-Rahnu transaction being higher than the real cost, which are the Ar-Rahnu agent may be inflating the fee in order to make larger profit by acting as middleman, and also costs may not be transparent or clear.
Ar-Rahnu is an Islamic pawnbroking service that follows Sharia law principles. It helps individuals with lower incomes and small-scale traders to address their short-term financial needs. Unlike conventional pawnbrokers, Ar-Rahnu only accepts gold as collaterals, not other assets like luxury watches, precious gemstones, or buildings. This is to avoid the concept of gharar. A potential customer will visit the Ar-Rahnu service provider to get cash by exchange with their gold. They must provide gold as security for their loans. If they can repay the debt, the Ar-Rahnu service provider have the right to sell the gold collateral to recover the amount lent. However, this requirement could be challenging for those who doesn't have access for gold. So they might explore other options like get personal loans, credit cards, borrowing from other relative, or even get the quick cash from Ahlong. The limited availability of gold collateral carries the options for potential customers and creates uncertainty about the value of their collateral. Alternatively, those without gold collateral can consider other investment options like bonds, stock, or mutual funds, which offer higher long-term returns compared than physical assets like gold. In summary, while Ar-Rahnu can be helpful for quick cash, but it may not be suitable for customers without access to gold. Exploring other financial products and investment opportunities becomes important for them.
The opportunities of Ar-Rahnu is availability of legitimate financial institutions. With the access and availability of legitimate financial institutions, Islamic pawnbroking seems to have gained more ground in the complex and highly regulated financial sector. Ar-Rahnu has been adopted by numerous Islamic and state-owned banks, including Malaysia's Agro Bank. The Islamic pawnbroking division of Bank Rakyat had only 5 stores in 1993. By 2003, that number had increased to 106, all of which will be operated successfully across the nation by 2020. Over 888,000 Ar-Rahnu account holders have received 844 million ringgit from Bank Rakyat alone since the Ar-Rahnu initiative's inception in 1993. Next, financial institutions, especially pawnbrokers, frequently ask about the purpose for which credit is required. Financial institutions require a page of documentation and estimate of operating income for commercial purpose, collateral, and number of other requirements. Like conventional pawnbroking, Sharia pawnbroking places no limitations or requirements on how the fund must be used.
In this post-independence era, we must understand that microfinance is a small business loan provided by lenders to borrowers without the requirement of property. We have 5 various types of microfinance instruments: saving, insurance, microcredit, money transfer, and at some point, other financial items are among them. Next, these microcredits refer to a small loans for individuals who borrow with or without property from a financial institution. We can see banks or non-financial institutions as reference. In a nutshell, a moneylender or pawnbroker. Other than that, we need to understand that microcredit without the property is a microloan, which is more easy to understand as a personal loan. The reason is because a microloan is a small loan that may range from Rm1,000 to Rm50,000, while personal loans have been estimated to be worth up to Rm200,000. From a different perspective, this is significant when pawning is one of the microcredit measures which plugs property. Pawnbroking is a legitimate industry. This mortgage is handled by banks or non-banks that provide borrowers with loan. These borrowers are typically classified as having a low income. After that, borrowers are able to control the ups and downs of their life in a short period of time by pledging their valuable asset as pledged property. Lastly, Malaysia has pawnshop business that observe traditional and Sharia rules. In other words, it is also known as Ar-Rahnu or Islamic pawnshop. The reason for this is because traditional pawnshops are managed by non-banks and are regulated according to the Pawnshop Tax Action of 1972. As a service fee, this pawnshop tax is dependent on the interest rate.
The last opportunity is Ar-Rahnu provides an accessible and ethical financing option without charging interest, aligning with Islamic finance principles. Instead of interest, a transparent service fee is charged to cover operational costs and compensate the lender. This fee is determined in advance as a percentage of the collateral's value, ensuring transparency and fairness. Ar-Rahnu's approach differs from conventional pawnbroking, which uses monthly interest charges. The borrowing cost in Ar-Rahnu is low compared to conventional pawnbroking, with an annual cost of approximately 11% for a collateral value of 500 ringgit. Even at a collateral value of 10,000 ringgit, the cost remains at 50% per year, while conventional pawnbroking maintains a flat rate of 24% per year for all collateral values.
The Ar-Rahnu challenges. The first challenge is instability of coal prices in the market. The price of gold fluctuates because coal experiences a period of volatility similar to that equity. Also, the price influenced by a number of variables such as demand and supply. This will lead that the price can predict and change over the time. It poses difficult to buyers and sellers. For buyers, finding the optimal moment to buy coal. For dealers, the erratic nature of coal prices can be challenging. When the price becomes volatile, they need to find the ideal time to sell. As a result, It increases the default factor of redeeming and the auction problems, and the possibility of unpaid debts or non-performing loan raises. In context Ar-Rahnu, a non-performing loan (NPL) is a loan that is in default or is not being repaid in accordance with the term established between the borrower and lender due to capital loss, the credit, and the potential for financial instability. These make more challenging to maintain efficient operation and level of capital liquidity.
People are less familiar with the Ar-Rahnu services because it's based on Islamic principles. They don't know how the system works and the other procedures. Just ask yourself, do you even come across any Ar-Rahnu service provider in your local area? Cultural influence also play a role in people preferences. Some communities view conventional pawnbroking as traditional and socially accepted. This familiarity can make individuals hesitant to explore alternative options like Ar-Rahnu. People often prefer conventional pawnbroking due to their simplicity. You can bring in items like jewelry or electronics, get the price and receive immediate cash. This straightforward process makes conventional pawnbroking as a popular choice to get fast financial needs. Lastly, well-known conventional pawnbroking have good reputation over time, making people trust them more. Positive experiences and recommendation from friends and family contribute to this trust. Compared to the newer Ar-Rahnu services, conventional pawnbroking are often seen as more reliable and trustworthy choices.
The financial side requires a firm to withstand and sustain in the next several decades. One of the challenges of Ar-Rahnu. These challenges are more on the financial side since it requires a firm to withstand and sustain in the next several decades in providing an update financial product with a suitable capital. In general, Ar-Rahnu needs enough working capital to carry out its operations, including paying for high overhead or operating costs, in order to provide cash lending services to customers. A company also needs more capital if it wants to fund only Ar-Rahnu activities. Regarding our initial claim, however, some organizations were incorporated legally as Yayasan Pembangunan Ekonomi Malaysia, also known as YAPIM, or we support by state governments and function as a division of Pemodenan Kelantan Berhad, which is Kedai Ar-Rahnu KR.
In conclusion, the Ar-Rahnu company has benefited the surrounding community significantly. We are able to see how this Islamic-based community scheme provides a lot of protection to the community, none other than Muslim in general. All of this refer to business management that is not consistent with Shariah and also determines small companies to start looking for working cash quickly in order to achieve their desired goals. Besides, they can achieve their funding requirements without having to go through difficult process or complicated method. Unlicensed lender who are borrowers are long and paying interest loan, as we all know. In short, Ar-Rahnu provides many benefits and advantages in their service given. Ar-Rahnu, a Sharia-compliant finance organization, is one of them. This is a benefit because they offer financing is a free of interest, riba, uncertainty, war, and gamble. Borrower basically need to provide their gold as a property as a guarantee of loan repayment. We exclusively apply Ar-Rahnu Ujrah here as highlighted above. The parties who will be charged on the disease are the lender and the borrower. In addition, marhum, which is the one that is pledged to be preserved, and the Ujrah is quite low. There is no penalty and will not be imposed on the borrower. In fact, the value of the property is not reduced and the property will be returned to the borrower in the same condition when it is fully redeemed by the borrower.